Skip, remind you now, he only weighed 144, so he was basically 10 pounds, basically under the weight. But he wiped it out.
A much smaller guy just because he's at the end of the road. But the fight's so big and the money's so big, he's going to have to take it. I bet he retires after that.
Start playing catch up in rounds 4, 5, 6. Believe me, by the 7th round, Canelo is going to be a little muscle fatigued, right? We've seen that.
Additionally, Canelo Alvarez was forewarned by Shannon Sharpe that a fight with Terence Crawford might not go well. He hinted that the fight might be more than a loss by highlighting Crawford's superior speed, technique, and stamina. It might signal the end of Canelo's hegemony in the boxing community. After 20 years as a professional boxer, Canelo Alvarez disclosed that he now had a retirement plan. He acknowledged that after spending so much time in the ring, his desire to experience life outside of boxing intensifies, and that there are moments when he just wants to spend his time doing something different. Longtime promoter and intimate insider of Canelo Alvarez's career.
If you likes this, please subscribe, Fight File, and click the bell icon for more new boxing updates.
Has retirement ever crossed your mind? Have you ever thought about that?
I always say like 37 is good time to go. It's not because I can be in the boxing anymore, but you know, sometimes you need to do something else. So I'm being in October I turned 20 years as a professional fighter. So it's meant a lot of years.
Eddie Hearn has raised new rumors that this fight with Terence Crawford may be Canelo's last. The Crawford challenge could be the final test that heralds the Mexican superstar's retirement. According to Hearn, who believes the superstar may be nearing the conclusion of his illustrious career. This is not a casual statement. Having followed Canelo through several stages of his career, Hearn is aware of the psychological and physical toll that the sport has taken on him. Canelo may be looking for closure after over 20 years in the professional ring with this bout, ending his career against one of the most technically accomplished boxers of all time.
Do you see that fight now differently based on how Canelo performed against Skull Eddie?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, wow.
It wasn't just the fact that he couldn't cut the ring off. I just feel like the timing now, the age, Canelo is amazing. I mean, not just because of his ability and what he's accomplished, but the fact that he still has the desire for those training camps and those fights. But I just feel like that desire might be fading a little bit. Not because of his love for, but just because of age and life. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, like the Crawford fight will definitely get him up for it. But I was actually watching that fight thinking I wouldn't be surprised if he retired and actually didn't fight Crawford, because I don't think he'll want to lose to Crawford, a much smaller guy, just because he's at the end of the road. But the fight's so big and the money's so big, he's going to have to take it. I bet he retires after that fight.
Eddie Hearn was concerned about Canelo's recent performances against John Ryder and, more significantly, against William Skull. He saw age symptoms, including slower combinations, less forceful head movements, and most noticeably, a decline in punching power. It appears that Canelo's once dreaded explosiveness, which characterized his mid-career, has subsided. One of Crawford's closest teammates, Bernie, expressed unwavering faith in Terrence's capacity to defeat Canelo. He referred to Crawford as a legend rather than just brilliant. The change in Mexican supporters' support is even more unexpected. Even some devoted fans are starting to go toward Crawford. Even if Canelo is still a national hero, this goes beyond fandom. It's about recognizing talent, drive, and hunger. Crawford's performances have garnered admiration all across the world, Bernie noted. Even Canelo's supervisor is aware of Bud's risk. It says volumes about the kind of legacy Terence Crawford is creating when admiration starts to transcend national boundaries like this.
Yeah. Now, the man said, now was both good. Say, not going to beat me. You say, I'm telling you, I guarantee I'm going to beat you. So you know what I'm saying? That's how Crawford is. That's how he feel. He believe in his heart. And you could tell it. You could look him in his eyes. You know what I mean? And a lot of people believe that Crawford going to win this fight. And a lot of Mexican people.
Yeah, they supporting him. They supporting him.
A lot of Mexican people, you know. So they got their formula why Crawford going to beat him. But it's a tremendous fight. I think Canelo, like I say, is a living legend. You know, everything that he do. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of Mexicans don't like him. But I love him. I think he's he does everything good in the ring. I think, you know, from swag to everything. I just love Canelo. I can't take it away from him. You know, he had them little allegations and everything.
Yeah.
And that's a damper on him, but I try not to focus on that. You know what I mean? I know he got in there with the baddest guys, the toughest guys, and he came through with flying colors. So I give him all the credit going up there fighting Bivol when nobody knew who Bivol really wasn't paying attention to him. That man was a 25-year-old champion, the reigning champion, title defense under his belt, and young and good. And Canelo fought him. So, you know what I'm saying? That was a challenge. You feel me? Had the height, had the reach, had a lot of, you know what I mean? So I give Canelo none but credit. I thank him for allowing us to get this fight. And you see what Crawford said. I didn't get to get, Canelo got to fight these guys with the names. I didn't necessarily get to fight all the guys with the names when I wanted to, but I got him.
Yes.
And that's the how it coming around full circle. And when God got it for you, nobody can be against you. And so I think he's the most deserving fighter of that outside of Benavidez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides that, but Benavidez still doesn't bring the super fight dynamic to it.
Yes.
It's a really good fight with Benavidez, but this is a super fight.
Exactly.
We have legends fighting each other. David Benavidez has yet to become a legend. He's still growing in the sport.
Absolutely.
Crawford is a legend. 14 years in the sport, 10 years as champion, 11 years going on. You understand? Undisputed 2 different times, fighter of the year, all those different things. So, like I say, and the mystique of Crawford is legend in itself. The mystique of Crawford. So, I mean, you know, so it's a super fight. Again, I thank Canelo Alvarez for taking the fight.
It says volumes about the kind of legacy Terence Crawford is creating when admiration starts to transcend national boundaries like this. Kelly Pavlik, a former middleweight champion, offered a direct and honest assessment of the bout. He declared Crawford to be the stronger and more effective man in the ring, despite what many people think. Crawford's unadulterated skill, tactical mastery, and crazy physicality were highlighted by Pavel. However, his criticism of Canelo was more telling. According to Pavel, Canelo has fought carefully in recent bouts, avoiding defeat rather than trying to outfight or subdue opponents. Against someone as eager and active as Crawford, this style might not be sufficient. Pav makes a striking contrast. One man is attempting to hang on while the other is striving for greatness.
Class, and he's a great fighter. I mean, that's it. Crawford is so talented. He's got so much ability in boxing, his boxing ability. And he's a bigger guy too. He's almost every bit as big as Canelo, right? So that's what makes it tough. Like, yeah, Canelo's used to fighting guys coming down from 200 probably, you know, at light heavyweight. And Crawford ain't. But it's just too hard to pick on it because of Crawford's ability and boxing skills. I'm not going off of Canelo's last fight. You know, the guy he was fighting was in survival mode pretty much. He was just fighting not to get knocked out. When you fight a guy like that, you're not going to look good, right? I don't care what anybody says. When you fight a guy that's running around trying to survive, it makes it hard. So I don't go off of that, but this fight is going to be interesting. I mean, I would almost have to kind of lean with Canelo, but I'm not making that pick. Just saying, guys, so nobody come at me. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this one. Not worrying about anybody, you know, saying, hi, you're wrong, or talking. But it'll be a good one.
That concludes the video for today. Keep an eye out. Till the next time.